Hello, sixth grade. Well, let's get started. I want to say thank you to Julian Arceo, Sabrina Zavala, and Karina Gonzalez. Thank you so much for turning in your work. Now, this is where Sabrina and Karina left off. So actually, no, Karina actually went an extra step. So Sabrina, good job with your building. Karina, excellent job. Now, let's come on over and let me show you guys. Sabrina, let me show you what Karina did. So I'm gonna come on over and just want to basically create another building on this side. But let's not forget the sidewalk, okay? Because we don't want the building here to be right at the curb. So I'm gonna go on ahead and create the sidewalk, guys, okay? And now I need a vertical line for my building, basically a rectangle, guys. Okay. Now, of course, these converging lines, you know how important they are, guys. And they come together or converge at the vanishing point, as you guys can see. So, as I was saying, Karina, excellent job, and I'm so happy that you took it upon yourself to create the two buildings. You were only supposed to create one, so again, my respect and a big shout out to Karina Gonzalez for completing, for going beyond the assignment. So good job. So very quickly, just let me make sure that Karina understands what I want to see from her, and by that I mean she did an excellent job. And I just want, let me try to, let me even this out so I know where my doors are. Okay. So this is where Karina left off. So awesome job, Karina. So before I get started, let me just go on ahead and get this sidewalk in over here, guys, okay? And don't worry, we'll develop, we'll refine, we'll change, we'll add changes to the drawing as we go, okay? So right now it looks a little cluttered or a little messy, but no worries, okay, guys? We'll make sure we know what we're doing, or more to the point, clean this up in a bit. So I have my two buildings. So Sabrina, what's your task? What do you have to do? Well, give me another building. And Karina, what are you gonna do? Well, awesome job, Karina. And I want you to experiment with the taller building this time. So this is what you have, Karina. Awesome job, by the way. So what are we gonna do? Well, we're going to add another building or two. So this building, Karina, as you're gonna see, is going to be taller than the one that's next to it, okay? And they're about the same depth, or you can make it longer if you like. Now, what do I mean by that? I can do this. Let me go with the very light line. So they're both basically the same depth, or I could go a little deeper, as I said. Or more to the point, this building's a little bigger than the one next to it. So let me go on ahead and square this up. Okay, so let me clean it up a little bit. It gets cluttered in here. Okay, so it doesn't look cluttered. So there we go, okay. And I haven't forgotten about you, Julian. Just let me make sure that Sabrina, Karina, and the others know what's expected of them, okay? Julian insists on starting on 2-point perspective. I suggest he hold off, but he insists, so I'll give him a few pointers, guys, okay? So for Karina and Sabrina, you're going to take your drawing. In other words, don't throw it away. Please, guys, don't throw it away, because you're going to keep adding to your drawing, okay? You're going to keep adding to your drawing. So what's happening here, guys? Well, basically, I've just gone on ahead and created a larger building next to that one. And I can do the same over here. And if I'd like, I can continue to add more and more buildings, which is something we're going to develop, okay? We're just going to keep adding more and more buildings to your drawing, and we'll take it from there, guys, okay? So let me come on over here. Let me square this up. Okay, let me start to clean it up a little, guys, okay? So it doesn't look cluttered, okay, guys? And just give me a couple of seconds, and I'll clean this up, guys. Now again, Sabrina and Karina, keep adding to your drawing. As I said earlier, Julian insists on 2-point perspective. I aim to please, so I'm gonna give him license. I'm gonna say let's do it. Me personally, I don't believe he should take it upon himself. But hey, I'm not gonna keep you from creating. I'm not gonna say no, you don't know how to do it, or more to the point, I suggest you not undertake that task. No, to the contrary, I'm gonna say let's do it. You want to learn 2-point perspective? Let's do it. So let me just square this up, guys. Let me even up my edges over there. Let me even up my edges. All right. All right, so this is what we have. We have 2 more buildings, and as you can see, it's starting to look more like a city block, because after all, that's of course what we want. So if you want, so let's stop there, and if you'd like, you can add some different types, some more. So as you can see, this has 4 floors. So maybe for this one, we want to go 5 and 6. So let me come out over here. So as you can see, guys, there it goes. It's developing. It's getting there. It's getting there, as one might say. We're getting there. We're developing it. So this is what I want to see from Sabrina and Karina. Continue adding buildings to your drawing, and it's wonderful. And if you, for some reason, threw away your drawing, it's okay. We'll have to produce another one, and in the future, don't throw away your drawing, okay? Because you know, guys, that our units or our projects typically take about 10 weeks to complete, okay? So I'm going to stop after a few more lines, because I don't want you guys to feel overwhelmed. I don't want you guys to say, hey, I can't do this. But actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to clean up the windows on this building here. So, my first building, mind you. So I'm just going to lightly erase some of these lines, because I want them as guidelines, so I haven't completely erased them. So let me go on ahead. Clean this up a little bit here. And these guidelines here are going to tell me where my windows are and how many windows I should have. Well, I shouldn't say how many windows, but let's just say, let's go with maybe 1, 2, 3, and 4, guys, okay? So now let's start to square them up. Let's even them. Let's make sure I'm okay over here. Okay. And as you can see, guys, I want a nice horizontal line, which means I'm lining up my ruler, guys, with the edge of the paper, the right side of the paper, as you can see, guys. So I'm lining up my edge there because I want a nice, really crisp horizontal line, okay, guys? I want a nice horizontal line. I don't want it to be angled. Mind you, it's a horizontal line after all, right, guys? So. Okay. There we go, guys. See, we're just adding more windows, making this drawing look more like an architectural rendering. And 1-point perspective, 2-point perspective. These are techniques that are used by engineers and architects. So good job. So again, Karina, Sabrina, focus on 2 more buildings and start to define these windows. So what am I doing? Well, first of all, I have to figure out where they're going and how many. And you take it from there, okay, guys? But overall, I really, really like what I'm seeing, guys. I really do. You guys are doing such a great job. You make me proud, guys. And thank you so much for turning in your work. I've had few assignments turned in, and I'm worried. But again, all I can say is I hope you guys are okay. And I know that those that are turning in work have access to a computer and the internet, and some do not, guys. So all I could say is I hope you're okay. I miss you guys, and hang in there, okay? And no worries, if you can get the job done, I'm a happy man. If for some reason you can't turn in the assignment, well, hey, we're gonna get by, okay? But try your best to turn in your assignment. Try your best, guys. Try your best. So that's what we're doing, guys. We're adding windows to our building. We're adding 2 more buildings. So that's where I want you guys to be for next week, okay? So again, Karina, Sabrina, more buildings. Define the windows. Now, Mr. Arcel, Julian insists on taking on 2-point perspective. Now, as you can see, I started this drawing of a treasure chest, or something that resembles a treasure chest, okay? So what's happening here, Julian? Well, as you can see, we still have the horizon line, number 1. We have the vanishing points, and again, it's called 2-point perspective because here's 1, here's 2, hence the term 2-point perspective, okay, guys? And of course, your converging lines. So we have the 3 components or the 3 essential components or integral components of 1-point or 2-point perspective. Well, in the case of 2-point perspective, it would be 2 vanishing points as opposed to just 1 with 1-point perspective. But in short, Julian, let's give this a try then. So I'm gonna get a fresh sheet of paper. And so what you're gonna do, of course, as you know by now, sir, you're going for your horizon line, for the time being, no worries, just as try to center it. Okay, you want a nice crisp line, so there we go. Okay, so we have our horizon line. Now let's get some vanishing points in, Julian. 1 and 2, 2-point perspective. Now, as you can see, Julian, they're off, of course, to the side. And by that, I mean 1 towards the left and 1 towards the right. Now, I'm gonna just start with the vertical for one side of, or should I say just 1 vertical line for now, okay? 1 vertical line. And you know what? While I'm at it, let's get in the habit of using that ruler, right, guys? If you happen to have one handy, or a straight edge, okay, guys? So there we go. Now, let's go over to our vanishing point. Line these up. Excuse me. Here. So I hope you can see what's happening here, Julian. It's like 1-point perspective, but we're not starting off with rectangles and squares and the like. We're actually starting off with, as you saw, the vertical line. Now, create a few more vertical lines as we're figuring out the depth, the width and the depth of this treasure chest, okay? And by that, I mean it's going to be wider than it is deeper. So again, wider than it is deeper. So more width more width than depth, I should say. So let me line this up. So here's there. And again, as I said, it's going to be wider. I've seen a few chests, travel chests, but never a treasure chest. Okay, so there we go. Now what do we do, Julian? Well, let's come on over here to our vanishing point. Okay, and let's bring that line over here. There we go. And over here. And you should see something that begins to look like a rectangular prism. So that's the beginning, Julian. This is, in essence, a treasure chest drawn using 1 point. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry, Julian. As you can see, it's a rectangular prism, and we've drawn it using 2-point perspective. 1 point, 2-point. So if you'd like, if you think you're ready, well then let's add the top, okay guys? And I like to angle my tops, but you know what? I won't go into depth in terms of that, but I'll just say this. Let's get the top of the treasure chest in, okay? And as you can see, guys, I've tried to create a line pretty much the same, pretty much the same length here. Where's that? Excuse me, 1 1/4, 1 inch and 1/4. 1 inch and 1/4. So in other words, it lines up. And then I have to reproduce this angle. So put your pencil down here at where the lines intersect. Rotate ruler until you feel you've mimicked or reproduced that angle. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but technically speaking, we can measure that angle. But in short, don't want to overwhelm you. So this is where we're at, Julian. That's the basis of our treasure chest. And as you can see, I was adding a bit more detail. By that I mean I have the raw iron, basically a cage, a top of cage, basically, or should I say a box. And then that box is further strengthened or secured with an outer layer of iron, raw iron. So that's what we have here. So slowly but surely, we're going to develop this. Okay, Julian? So that's what I want to see for next week. Start your treasure chest. And again, Julian said, I want to take on 2-point perspective. My respect, Julian. Let's do it. Okay, guys. So I'll talk to you later. Be safe and keep turning in that work, Julian. Keep turning in that work, Sabrina. Keep turning in that work, Karina. Okay, guys. See you soon. Be safe.